Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I'm your host. Uh, this viewer contacted me. She's actually been having dreams of this person. She feels that they're twins based on her dream. She's giving me the information. Now, the person that requested this is on the right side, and the person she feels is her twin, who she's dreaming of, is on the left side. And what we'll do her side first as far as just analyzing it. And we'll analyze the other side, and we'll just see. First house, well, she's actually Aries and Aries, so that's incredible in itself. Aries and Aries. And she also has Chiron retrograde, so probably past life healing. Second house is Taurus, the house of finances and possessions. And you have a Saturn retrograde, which could indicate lack of discipline in that area, but it could also indicate a past life. This lack of discipline. It could also indicate karma. And we'll see what else is said as we go through the reading. Third house, Gemini, communications house. Fourth house, Cancer, Lilith retrograde, and the moon. So this is going to be a very nurturing person, but also psychic because of the moon Cancer, the whole moon Cancer connection. And this is your fourth house is your family, higher education, property and land, your heart, and moving vehicles. And the fifth house is Leo, so the person will be very romantic, a lot of energy for romance, travel, taking risks, fun, children, getting out in nature. And again, when you're looking at your natal chart, it started when you were born. This is when all this came about, but it is your prophecy for life. So some of the things being said may have already happened, may be about to happen. And could possibly be happening now. Sixth house is the house of healing. And you have Virgo, love with Venus, Scorpio, once again connecting into the 8th house, because Pluto rules Scorpio, so it's Pluto, so Pluto is connecting into the 8th house ruled by Scorpio. And once again we have Mercury, so this person is going to be a healer as well, actual healer, and also a verbally because of Mercury. And if you notice, Mercury is actually, it's kind of like in the 7th house, but it's also kind of close to the 6th house. Me personally, I would include it in both houses because it seems like it's healing in a relationship as well. And then you have the vertex cross in a relationship. Uranus, which is can also be telepathy, travel, but it's also independence. And it's also finances because, like I said, you're always going to see money related to these relationships or these twin soul relationships. And it's also her sun sign, so she's all about relationships and balancing things out, harmony and peace, and even karma. 8th house ruled by Scorpio. You see Neptune right there because Neptune is transmitting to her subconscious and things like that. And obviously you see her twin has the same capacity. So she said, "Oh, I see this in dreams," because most of this information she's giving me, for the most part, is through dreams. I'm not saying all of it is, but most of the stuff she's learned is through dreams and stuff. So this is a perfect example. Not long ago, I read an article about a person whose their twin's higher self contacted them, and they went and got a reading from somebody, and they know exactly where to go to meet the twin and things like that. So that's what you're seeing in the 8th house. And once you see Neptune, then you want to follow Pisces, because Neptune is going to be transmitted to her primarily through Pisces. But see, she has a connection to the Scorpio, because it's different levels of what I call psychicism. I guess I just make up a word, psychicism, because you got a spiritual side to it, and then you got like a lighter spiritual side to it, and then you got like the Scorpio side is always dealing more with the darker side and the soul. And then in the 9th house again, you see that's your higher self out, and they have Palace at 0, taking you right into your 10th house, which is Capricorn. And then Juno can mean she might find herself in a relationship with a Capricorn. You have medium Coeli, and Mars is there, so she might find herself in a relationship with a Capricorn, or even somebody like Aries or something like that. Possibly even Scorpio, because Scorpio used to be ruled by Mars. You got good Scorpio, you got good fortune there, which is the universe's asteroid that shows you they delight in this house, and you have again nurturer, Charis. So it's a good chance this woman has served at some point in her life, uh, at some point of healing, primarily. And even when I see Mars, you know, that's just going out on a limb. But I see healer all over her chart, healer and nurturer. But when I see Mars in that same position, I would even say maybe connected somewhat to some type of medical, some type of military or something like that. But whether she's in military or not, I don't know. But the healing, I definitely see. But because I see Mars, I would go out on a limb and say that. And normally I won't do that, because you'll have people to hear this whole thing and wait for you to say one thing that's not correct, and that'll be the one thing they focus on. So I try not to say that. I'd rather be able to just say, how I'm being led to say, but sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But definitely I see healing in the chart. Now, or a healer in the chart. Then Aquarius is Aquarius. So now you have Pisces, which is your true north node. And ironically, I said we want to keep an eye on Pisces, because Neptune is going to be giving her dreams and things of that nature to tell her more about her twin. Pisces deals with hospitals, police, institutions, dysfunctions. Pisces deals with what's ever going on internally in the 8th house. You're going to see it in the 12th house, Pisces. So that's why she's got this very, very unique connection to Scorpio. And again, this is an example of somebody. If she told somebody what she had told me in the email, they would think she was crazy. But when you see the natal chart, you can tell she's telling the truth. That's why I really believe there's a lot of people that are locked up that don't need to be locked up. It's just that people don't want to. They've been taught that astrology is wicked, so they won't look into it. But astrology is true, and the only reason why they don't want you to look into it, because then you will know your power. But like I said, you have to learn how to widen your thinking. When you're locking people up, you're taking out your competition, especially people that are way more gifted and talented than you. The best thing you can do is say, "Hey, they're crazy," and then you get rid of them, and then you take their spot. So that's the um, natal chart on the left. And I was already looking at it, so you can already see these people are twins, because this chart mirrors in a lot of ways. Her true north is Pisces, his true north is Pisces. Chiron retrograde in Aries, Chiron retrograde in Aries. East point in Aries, East point in Aries. Ascendant in Aries, ascendant in Aries. And we have to remember, his time is assumed. We don't have his actual time, which will make it even more so. Saturn retrograde in Taurus, Saturn retrograde in Taurus. Lilith at 22 in Cancer for him. Lilith retrograde at 20 for her. And again, you got Vesta in Leo. Vesta in Leo. And if we knew his real time, it probably would be even more closer. But I thank the Archangels for giving us this. Pluto and Virgo. Pluto and Virgo. Uranus and Neptune. Uranus and Neptune. Vertex cross. Excuse me. Let's do that again. Pluto and Virgo. Pluto and Virgo. Uranus and Libra. Uranus and Libra. Vertex cross in Libra. Vertex cross in Libra. Mercury in Libra. Mercury in Libra. Neptune and Mercury. Neptune and Mercury. Pallas on the border of Sagittarius and Capricorn. Pallas and Sagittarius. Juno and Capricorn. Juno and Capricorn. So in his, I could say they may end up with someone a Capricorn, and in hers they may end up with someone in Capricorn because that's what Juno indicates, and they both have Juno and Capricorn. Kyrus and Kyrus retrograde. So going back to our chart just to do the retrogrades. Chiron retrograde could imply past life healing, possibly because of an Aries mentality. What I get from this chart, but like I said, I'm just going out on a limb. But I just get the feeling if these two people meet, they won't have too much of an issue with having to worry about karmic debt. I kind of think they would kind of nothing's gonna be perfect. That's what people have to realize with twin flames. Nothing's gonna be perfect. But with twin flames, they both it's a very weird there's stages to twin flame. And but at the end of the day, it's like anything else. You have to want it. You have to want to work, try it, and all that stuff. All right. So if you want to look at this, her Saturn karma, for the most part, let's just say it was maybe it was lack of discipline and finances and in a past life or whatever the case might be, or it was just lack of discipline and finances. The fourth house, when you got family, but you got Lilith there, all Lilith means is the feminine aspect did not feel cherished. That's all Lilith retrograde really means. And the feminine aspect can be anybody, because guys can be more sensitive than females at times. So whatever the feminine aspect was, it did not feel cherished. So again, Chiron healing is a healing of like in a relationship, it can be no Aries. Aries' motto is I am. If you really want a relationship, it can't be no I am. It has to be some type of working together, communicating, compromise. So that's what Chiron retrograde would mean. Saturn would mean in finances and possessions would have to get some type of discipline. This is in the family and nurturing, but again, the female would have the female aspect. Like if a guy did need hugs and stuff like that, then you would hug him because it doesn't have to be a female. Lilith does not have to be a female. It's just the energy. Or if the female needed it, vice versa. Going all the way to Mercury retrograde. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I honestly believe her Mercury retrograde is talking about past life healing. And I believe her Chiron retrograde is talking about past life healing. But Mercury is really the communicator. And it means either they're talking about the past with that retrograde, or it can mean they didn't talk enough. They didn't do enough for healing. But I just don't agree with it because I see Pluto is very deep and Venus is very deep. So if I saw this person, I would think they talk a whole lot because of Pluto and then Mercury being the healer. So that might just have to do with past life communication to help heal. That's how I would read that one. And I think that is it for her retrogrades. That's why on her side I really don't see a whole lot of past life stuff. Now his side is going to mimic it a little bit. Same thing with that Aries energy. And who knows? The Aries energy may be pointing one of them was very aggressive. Or it might mean both of them, or who knows. But they both have to be aware of it's not I am. It has to be we are. Because we are talking about karma and stuff like that. And past life situation that you're supposed to correct in this life. So then you go all around and you see no retrogrades. That's why I said this guy is almost beautiful. You see no retrogrades all the way around. And then the next retrograde is Capricorn with nurturing. So nurturing is needed. So you realize everywhere he has a retrograde is connected to her. So that's what I'm trying to say. Everywhere he has a retrograde is connected to her. So just have to be mindful of what I was saying about that Aries energy has got to be humbled. Can't run over top of nobody. I know we live in a world talking crazy. I want to give Mr. William Tapley a mad shout out because he dealt with that the march, and he said basically these women are talking about Trump and marching against Trump, but they say way worse stuff than Trump ever did. This is what Mr. Tapley said on his latest videos. And then he showed by video, he was showing how they just trashed the whole place. Like totally trashed it. But like I said, we're in an era where things are changing and a lot of people not putting up with the BS no more. Because for over 8 or more years, we've been fed a lot of BS. And some people are just getting tired of it. And now what you're saying, the universe is changing. So you're starting to see people are going to start being held accountable. Like God told me for 2017, it's time to grow up. So we can't work anymore off a third grade and fourth grade level if we plan on being successful in business and our relationships. We can't do third and fourth grade no more. Some of us are 40, 50 years, and it's a shame that we're still acting like children. But it's not fully our fault because we've lived in our powers that be have kept us dumbed down because that's how they control us. And even it's another guy from Red Pill. This out here, he has his own show out here on YouTube. He calls himself Red Pill, and even he said this last election was ran on a third or fourth grade mentality. But you see how most people got involved with it. And then the people that were talking crazy, the same people said, hey, if he doesn't get the vote, he should just step down. He shouldn't ask for a recount. Nobody asked for a recount. But as soon as that person lost, they asked for a recount. And then not only did they ask for a recount, they started going into rioting. Their followers went into rioting and continued to rioting, and all kind of stuff. These are the same people talking about American way, but they prove what they really were about. So what God is saying is he's drawing attention to that now, and he's exposing it for what it is. So when you work in a relationship, it can't be I am. It has to be we are. It's just common sense. You're in a relationship with somebody, so you just can't do what you want. And that's on both sides. Because unfortunately, that's the way it's been for years, and that's why marriages don't work. And that's why I said the whole thing about twin flame makes me laugh. Because until you're willing to be in a relationship with somebody, it's not going to work. Sometimes you have to slow down. That's why you hear me say the word patience a lot. Get to know somebody. That's how it used to be in the good old-fashioned days. You met somebody, dated, maybe went go on long walks, you talk to each other. Stuff like that. It wasn't meet you, have sex with you, and then as soon as something doesn't go my way, I want out. Even if I married you, as soon as I want you, as soon as something doesn't go my way, I want a separation or I want a divorce. I'm gonna go sleep with somebody else anyway. Even if we stay married, I don't care. That's where we're at now, and that sounds like a spoiled 30-year-old kid. Well, I can't get what I want. A 3-year-old kid, I can't get what I want, so I'm payback time. So that's Aries, but Aries energy can be like that. In its darkest moments, Aries energy can be like that. It's all about me. And unfortunately, we've been running our whole everything off of that energy. So now, hopefully, the universe is beginning to tell Aries, you have to bow down, little ram. You got to stop bucking everybody. Because he puts his head down and tries to buck you with his horns. Buck you, buck you, buck you. It's all about me. So that's what you see here on the chart. Not saying it got that extreme, but that's why you see both of those charts have Chiron energy trying to heal that Aries aggression. So we can't have it. So if you really want your relationship to work, whether it be twin flame or not, remember there can be no I am in a situation that's supposed to be we. Unless both of those people agree with it. You might get two like really independent people and it doesn't bother them. Hey, I don't have time to worry about you. I have to trust you because I don't have time to worry about you. And they both are cool with it. Then it's a balance because they both really could care less. But in most relationships, somebody wants to be nurtured or they want you to have attention. Because why be in a relationship if you can't have attention, give each other attention? So that's why they're in a relationship. So you have to have communication, and you have to be willing to talk these things out and work through stuff. So like I said, if these two met, it would be really, really good. But again, there can be no I am. Both people have to be considerate. And see, even there, why I'm talking about that Aries energy, look, see, he only has two retrogrades, and both are connected to her. Because even when you go to Capricorn, look at what her Capricorn has Mars. And Mars rules who? Mars rules Aries. Because they're almost perfect. They got everything a twin flame would want. They got they can talk, they got telepathy, they got dreams, they got everything that a twin flame would want. Healing, love, but it's that Aries energy. You can see it, it's obvious. So be mindful of that. If you really want it to work, that Aries energy has got to be humbled. Aries has got to learn. It's not I am. It's we are. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. It's never I am. Only I am when you're on some solo thing by yourself and nobody else matters but you. That's when I am matters, when you're just out there by yourself. All you got is you. Then you can be I am all you want. But the moment you step into a society of people or a relationship, it can never be I am. So that's what this is saying. This is Get. It's been a pleasure. If anybody's interested in anything they see out here, they can contact me in the description box below, and I do send a price list. Also, with all the options available, and also, if anybody has any other questions or ideas, they can also address those as well. God bless.